think if we'd have said that back in maybe the start of January, around about Christmas time, I think you would have snapped everyone's hands off for that.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. I think it was looking a little bit touch and go at one point, wasn't it? So yeah, it's just been a lovely sort of few weeks really, and a lot more sort of positive as we kind of go into the final few games at Goodison. And I think that's kind of telling with the atmosphere around the ground and with the fans in general as well. Everything's just been a little bit more positive, albeit a little bit emotional with the sort of slow march to leaving Goodison. So yeah,
4 games left. We will talk about that as well. Don't forget, I want to hear from you tonight. Is the phone in for this first hour? 0800 731 9333. Or I know a lot of you follow me on Twitter or X, depending on what you still call it, and you can message me on there and I'll read out some of the messages tonight. Right, Joey, let's get into it first. You said that you had a feeling that it might not be great going. Is that simply off the PSG result? Because it was penalty. It was a penalty shootout.
Yeah, it wasn't just the PSG result. It was a Southampton game before that, then the first leg of PSG. When I was going towards Wembley on the trip down, everyone was just super confident that we were going to bring the cup home. But it's not what
Really?
Yeah, they weren't. It just wasn't what I've seen. I mean, we encountered a lot of Newcastle fans. They were brilliant. They were great voice. We had a great day. And I just remember thinking to myself, enjoy it now, because I don't know how it's going to end here.
Yeah. Do you think Newcastle were underestimated?
No, I don't think they were underestimated. We know they could have hurt us. It could have been worse had Gordon played or Lewis Hall played at left back. We knew that. So we knew they had a few injuries. But I think for us, without Trent at right back or Bradley, putting Conte there, that limits the team.
Yeah.
Massively limits our team down the right. And we just knew that was going to be a key battle. And everyone was saying, well, Gordon's not playing. Well, Harvey Barnes is a great little player there. And
Yes.
I've seen a lot come down our right-hand side.
Yeah, he started the game really brightly as well, did Barnes. And I think he just wore himself out, which is why eventually he was taken off. He just looked absolutely exhausted. Do you think then, I know sort of you can talk about injuries going into this, and Trent is a big loss, and I think you see it on those occasions, what he brings to the Liverpool side. But did you think Slot got it right?
No, I think the mistakes that Slot made were games before this. I think what he's done is use a limited number of players the whole season, and he's only trusted the same 12 or 13. And coming into this game now, he's had a few unexpected injuries. He's had to put Conte in at right back. And up top, he's got a little bit stuck with Jota and Nunes being completely out of form. The only other one you can throw in there, realistically, is Chiesa, but he's not had enough minutes.
But he came on and looked like he was the only one all day that had any threat. So was that... I don't know, he seems to have been well out of favour, doesn't he, with Slot? He's not been his cup of tea at all. Is this an error?
Yeah, I think he was almost punished for the Plymouth game. So the Plymouth game had a weak, depleted team around him. Everyone played bad, Chiesa included. He's not played since then. But you can't start Chiesa in the cup final when he's not played before. So had he given more minutes in Southampton, maybe PSG, maybe the Newcastle game before... You're going to be more sort of eager to throw him in, give him 30 minutes, give him a start.
Yeah.
But you can't do that on the minutes he's played. So
I don't get that though, because they train. I suppose this is the Jake O'Brien thing, Laura, as well. I'll bring you in it. Jake O'Brien, Sean Dyche insisted he wasn't Premier League ready because he hadn't had those game minutes. David Moyes brought him on, didn't he? Was it against Spurs? Was that right? Or did he start against Spurs? The Villa defeat he came on, didn't he? And then since then he's played in every game, and Everton have been unbeaten. It has very few minutes. So I just wonder, what is this about Premier League footballers? Do they need those minutes? Because you train, don't you? So what is it? Is it more like in-game management? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I think for Chiesa it's a bit different because he's been plagued with injuries. So I think Slot's just being careful. He's been careful with Jota as well. So Jota's been getting limited minutes. No one's got a rhythm. Out of those 3, none of them have got a rhythm. Chiesa the least. If he played him a few games ago, I reckon it just might have been different. Chiesa offers something different than the other two offer us.
Is this as well, it's a comparison. Watching that game yesterday, you can't help but look back and think you had Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, Firmino, all that attacking 3, as they were known, on like absolutely at their peak. And then it's not the same threat anymore, is it? And Mo Salah, as fantastic as he has been this season, he can't do it on his own, can he?
Yeah, you're dead right. And Salah's older as well, isn't he? He's not the same player as he was. He scored a lot of goals. A lot of goals, a lot of assists, but he's not as rapid as he was. We haven't got that blister and pace up top now. Since Mane's gone, we haven't had it. And trying to replace that with Gakpo. Gakpo's a great player, but he's been injured. Diaz, no end result with Diaz. Although I was proved wrong at the start. I seen him banging him in, putting him in my fantasy team, and that stopped that. So, yeah, we haven't got that pace. No one's scared of us getting in behind.
So whose fault is that? Is this a recruitment issue? Is it a training issue? Is it how the squad's being managed?
It's probably a recruitment issue with what we've replaced out with Mane, specifically Mane. I don't think Diaz is a direct replacement for Mane. We should have went out for somebody with Blister in place. I think Gordon's great. He'd be a great sign on the left wing. Somebody who can get in behind.
That'll go down well.
Yeah, I think he himself would probably quite like a move to Liverpool. To be honest with you,
I think he wants to go.
That would make Derby Day horrific, wouldn't it?
It's already the most red-carded fixture in the Merseyside
Oh, God.
derby.
I think if that happens, we both need to come back at him. He's not well liked from Evertonians while he's at Newcastle. Can you imagine?
He's not that well liked by Newcastle fans at the minute either.
I think he'd go. We just need that. The only person we've got with pace who can get him behind is Nunes, and he just lives offside. So, no point.
Yeah, and do you think he was rocked by what happened in the penalty shootout as well against PSG? Because he seems low on confidence anyway, and I don't know about... I was a little surprised he was maybe even in the mix for those first penalties. But then I guess you can say if they all score them and then you go into sudden death, they still got pressure, so...
Yeah, I don't think it's confidence. I think he's overconfident, Nunes. I think he's missed penalties before for us, so he's not a prolific penalty taker. He wouldn't have stepped up if he had no confidence. I think he just puts himself in a position that what he does do is overthink things. And when he thinks as a footballer, he's terrible. When he doesn't think, he's amazing.
I think that's the same for a lot of people, though, isn't it? But I think for me, if you're a professional footballer and he's a forward as well, if you can't take a penalty, then what are you doing? And we've seen that plenty of times with Everton as well. You know, we've had Lukaku was at Wembley, like missing a pet like that. That's massive, and that still haunts those Evertonians like today. And he's a confident striker, and obviously a very good striker. So it's just one of them for me. If you can't, as a striker, step up or a forward and take a penalty, and
it's that sports psychology element of it, isn't it? When it means something, it's not just an in-game penalty. I'm thinking now Anthony Gordon, who was saved because Jordan Pickford saved that at Goodison. It's even more when it's in either in a cup final or a knockout Champions League game, isn't it? And you just maybe some people are just not built that way mentally. I don't know. Or
I think it's a little bit unfair. The penalty weren't that bad from Nunes v PSG. It was a great save, and that Donnarumma was
he had
massive
an
from the
absolute
stands.
worldie, yeah.
He's huge.
he's a great goalkeeper, isn't he?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Great
The
at
fellow with the megaphone, by the way. Did everyone get on that? How did he get a megaphone in?
He was right in front of me. So I'm always in the cop, and I've messed up my auto club scheme. So I was in the Annie Road, and I was next to the road by the PSG fans. So I was looking at him all match. He was looking at me all match and his own fans. He weren't watching the game. He had the megaphone, and all he was doing all game was top off, just getting the fans up.
Wow. I'd love to know how we got the megaphone in. I don't know. It mustn't be on the list of things. I don't
People
know.
will argue you've got one at Goodison sometime anyway.
I know most of L4 hears me on a Saturday, but...
Apparently he was shouting at the penalty takers when he was taking penalties.
Well, that's how I first kind of saw him in that penalty shootout, watching it on the TV, and I thought, what is that? That man's got a megaphone yelling behind Alisson's head, and I just thought that was bizarre.
If any Evertonians are going to Anfield in a couple of weeks, just